Welcome back to the Grow Your B2B SaaS podcast. Today I'm joined by Roelof Otten. Roelof helps B2B SaaS companies build and optimize product-led and hybrid PLG motions with his company called SaaSmeister. In this episode, we break down how SaaS go-to-market strategy is shifting in 2026 and the rise of AI-powered onboarding, demos, and product-qualified pipeline. He will advise what founders must change in their product, onboarding, and team structure to make PLG actually work, and the common mistakes companies make when trying to move from sales-led to product-led. If you're planning your PLG or go-to-market strategy for 2026, this conversation will definitely give you new ideas. So let's dive in. Let's go to Amsterdam as this episode is recorded live at the SaaS Summit Benelux. Welcome to the Grow Your B2B SaaS podcast.
Yeah, thanks.
Could you quickly introduce yourself? Who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, my name is Roelof and I'm the founder of SaaSmeister. And I help B2B SaaS companies transition from sales-led to product-led or in between. So basically, yeah.
Nice. Well, you already mentioned go-to-market motions. We're going to talk about go-to-market. How do you see go-to-market strategies changing in 2026?
Yeah, good question. I think if I see the people that I talked to today, where a lot of SaaS companies understand that product-led growth, and that's one of the things that I focus on, is becoming more and more popular. It's the go-to-market strategy for a lot of SaaS companies, and they see the value of it. For example, the sales-led companies, they now see that, okay, we have a motion that could help us scale faster. So, that's basically one of the things that I see.
Yeah, and we used to think in I guess like one motion, right? Either product-led, founder-led, sales-led.
Yeah.
Do you think like hybrid would become more important in 2026?
Yeah, you already see it with a lot of SaaS companies. A lot of clients that I help, they have the idea that there's sales-led or product-led. There's nothing in between. And if you really look at how we usually implement product-led, it's like it's not binary. Right? It's more like you have product-led, you have sales, but there's something in between, and that's the product-led sales or sales system PLG. So what we see is that the sales-led is more for the enterprise clients, the high-ticket clients, and we use product-led to kind of drive that growth for the low-ticket clients.
And we're going to have one more aspect, coming up a lot, which is AI, which is going to change things in go-to-market as well. Like, how do you see it changing go-to-market in the next year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there will be a next step within product-led. Product-led is basically you let the product do the heavy lifting for you, right? But now with AI, we have our agents. There's so much more that these can do from a sales perspective. So yeah, what I see is that a lot of SaaS companies now use, for example, the AI demos. What I now see is that instead of having like a salesperson doing the demo for you, now have like an AI agent that is going to walk you through the product that will show you exactly, okay, this is what the product that we have could do for you. And you can interact with that agent. So that's basically a scalable version of your salespeople.
Yeah, so instead of like giving them a demo which you pre-recorded, they can actually interact with an AI agent to ask them all the questions they want.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the power in that is then that's exactly what product-led is, that people want to buy on their terms, right? They want to buy when they are ready. And what we see with the original sales-led motion is that you have to book a call with someone from sales, and you have, for example, to wait a week before you get into that sales call. But now you have the ability to book a call with an AI demo or an AI agent that is going to give you the information that you need. And if you want to have more in-depth information or really want to talk to a human, then you make the sales call.
Yeah, and I think also timing, right? Like often we want things now, or I guess like a minute ago. With an AI agent, they probably can jump on the call right away and get the information.
Exactly. That's exactly how it works. And I think that is one of the things that I'm seeing right now. If you look at product-led and go-to-market, like we still have questions, right, around the product. And of course, we can point and click and we go through a free trial or freemium motion. But there will always be like specific questions. And I think that is something that AI is really powerful at doing right now.
I guess, I mean, with product-led, you're almost already efficient. Like it's I guess, like in the nature, right? You don't need a lot of people for it. But what do you think if people want to switch towards it or maybe want to have a hybrid motion, like what will be the biggest challenge for SaaS founders to really build like an efficient go-to-market?
Yeah, if they, for example, come from a sales-led motion, and I spoke to one of the founders today, is that what I see is from when they come from a sales-led motion and want to go, for example, go to a product-led motion, one of the biggest things that they need to change is the organization. Product-led isn't a product thing, it's an organization, it's a company thing. It's a strategy. So you have to wrap your complete organization around product-led. led. What I see with clients that I help as well is that one of the things that sales thinks that now we're out of the job, right? So the product is going to do our job. No, it's going to help you create a better experience for your buyers and it makes sales easier.
Yeah, because in the end, they were able to test the product, probably get some initial value, and then the sales conversation becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. And sales becomes more like a consultant and maybe even helps some upselling from that point on. But instead of having to first give them a demo, walk through a couple of meetings before they went into the sale, people are already prepared. They know the value of your product. They maybe have one or two extra questions, but that's probably it. And then you're ready to make the sale.
Yeah, and I think that's also where I guess like a lot of things will change, right? In go-to-market, like you have then the acquisition side, which hopefully then gets done by the product, and you have activation, expansion. Like, where do you see the biggest changes going to happen, I guess, with the current setup right now versus what's going to happen in 2026?
Yeah, if you look at what I'm seeing with clients that I work with as well, is that they go into more like a conversational. So, for example, the regular point and click UIs, they're going to disappear over time. So everyone is talking about, okay, we want to make it conversational. And I already spoke to another founder is that now, for example, Moneybird is connecting their application to Claude. That's something that you see as well, that I think conversational is going to be the basic. That's basically what we're going for. And that's going to impact product-led growth in a big way.
I'm curious though, because maybe I'm then old school now, I guess, but I like to click around and actually see things. And I mean, of course, conversational ChatGPT, everybody knows it. So I think that's the easiest way to go. But sometimes you don't want to keep having those conversations to get to the outcome, right? Sometimes clicking a button or clicking a link is actually pretty nice to do.
Yeah, I think it will be a transition. I'm not saying that will be there next year, but I strongly believe that, and I think from SaaS or product, nobody wants like 20 tools to do one thing, right? So now they have one single source of truth, one tool to rule them all, for example. And I think that will be like the future. We're going to like one tool, and that could be ChatGPT, that could be Claude, but SaaS is going to be more like the data layer. We're gonna give them trained models. For example, Moneybird is going to be a trained model that is going to be connected to Claude.
So, I mean, the term MCP often comes up then a lot. So connecting your data towards an AI model, and then from there, people can interact with it. So that will probably be the first step then, and then you might go to conversational.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing, because what basically now happens is that every SaaS company is trying to create their own ChatGPT version inside their product. But basically what this is trying to do is now, if you, for example, connected to ChatGPT, you have it's the place that everyone uses already, because now you have like an app that could be connected. So I think that will be our model. And it's going to mean a complete different world for Product Lab, because the onboarding is completely different. There is not a point and click anymore. You have to be more conversational. So I think that's really going to change Product Lab in a way.
It's also a risk, right? Like connecting your data towards your Claude where you have no idea where it actually goes. Like, how do you see this?
Yeah, that's exactly the question that I'm having as well. Do I really want, for example, my book, do I want to have my bank account connected to Claude? I don't know. I think, but that's something that I see with SaaS companies as well right now. They have, for example, access to very secure data of yourself, and a lot of users don't want that. So I think that will be the same dilemma or the same question that ChatGPT or Claude has as well. And can we make it safe enough? Can we convince users that their data is safe enough with us? I think that's the biggest question that we need to answer there.
Yeah. And I think this is the reason why companies do want to have their own model instead of connecting it to an outside one. This is going to be a fun question. So let's say there's no go-to-market in place for a company and you can rebuild a go-to-market motion from scratch in 2026. What would you do?
That's a good question. What kind of company do we have? Size?
B2B SaaS, let's say make it 1 million ARR. And I guess you can determine how many people there are in departments.
Yeah. Okay, check. And that's a good question. I think it depends on the industry that they're in, right?
Let's say productivity tool. Let's say even call it a Miro, for example.
Yeah, Product Lab will be, in this case, will be the motion that we'll go for. And I think it depends on how you want to implement it. But Product Lab will definitely be the version that my go-to-market strategy is. Again, I strongly believe that people want to try before they buy. So yeah, that will be my motion.
Are you already running an affiliate or referral program, but it's not really driving growth? Reditus is the affiliate and referral platform built exclusively for B2B SaaS, combining an in-app referral program, an affiliate network of over 20,000 SaaS affiliates, and AI-powered recruitment that finds new relevant affiliates for you. Migrate for free with our white glove service. Affiliates can keep their link, and you can start managing both programs from one single place. With tracking, payouts, and fraud detection all handled for you, you can start building a scalable growth channel that compounds without high upfront cost. Want to learn more? Check out getreditus.com.
Then with AI, right? With AI, you have high costs if people just keep clicking around doing stuff and actually trying to get value out of your product. Do you believe that a freemium motion will still exist with AI native companies?
Yeah, and that's a good question because I do have clients that say, well, freemium isn't. I think it depends on which stage you are. So, for example, if you're completely bootstrapped, a lot of SaaS companies say, okay, we can't do a freemium because with every client that we serve or every user, we're losing money. So the companies that are backed, VC backed, those are the ones that are grabbing the market and they are willing to kind of lose dollars, euros, whatever, on every sign up. So I think it depends on which state you are and what's your goal. So if you want to grab market, it's definitely gone away. It's definitely an option.
Yeah. In the previous conversation, somebody said like if you're VC backed or AI native companies VC backed, they can do it. Yeah. Otherwise, you can't.
You can't, and that's exactly the dilemma. I work with clients who said, well, we have to go for a freemium version. Say, well, if we do so, we're kind of losing $50 every new sign up. And what you see with a freemium version, you will, even though you target very specific your ICP, you will still get a lot of churn. That's kind of the dilemma that you're in. So if, for example, you're losing money with every sign up, that's a very hard choice to make.
Nice. And you referenced to Jacco with his user-led motion. So how do you see the role of referrals, like let's say user referrals, partner referrals, affiliates in 2026?
Yeah, I think, again, it's still very powerful right now, and it will be in 2026 as well. I see a lot of clients that I work with that for some reason they don't enhance the partner model. I think partnerships are crucial right now, and especially if you have, for example, a very high educational SaaS product. Partnerships and affiliates, it's like the Dropbox version. Years ago, Dropbox did an amazing job on that. I think a lot of SaaS companies don't lever that the way that they should do.
Yeah, because for example, like it's a bit of a selfish question maybe, because we built now an in-app referral feature where you can refer somebody and then they would get a benefit and the person who starts using them get a benefit. Do you think that will be a huge model going forward?
I think it will be a model that will still exist. I'm not sure if it's going to be a huge model in terms of what we have today. But I think that a lot of SaaS companies could leverage a lot more. I think that a lot of SaaS companies are always trying to, we have to get new users, but instead of like nurturing and making sure that their current users are going to be their ambassadors, I think that's where we need to go for. And I think that's kind of connects to what, and I haven't seen the presentation of Jacco, so I'm not sure what he said, but I think that's one of the things that he said, the user is that the user is going to be your ambassador and they will be your affiliate, right?
Yeah, nice. Is there any other growth loop you've seen which has been working recently, which is going to become like a hot one or a good one for people to try out in 2026?
I think that it's not a growth loop, but I think the most important, what I see is that the nurturing flow. I think, and again, within Product Lab, one of the things that I love the most is onboarding. And I think that onboarding is like 90% of onboarding happens outside of your product. And I think that a lot of people think that, okay, we have them in the product, they will love it, and we're going to pull triggers and stuff like that. But what people forget is like 40 to 60% of users sign up and they never come back. That's where the real magic happens. So how can we get them back? And for example, you could use email, you could use WhatsApp, you could do Telegram, whatever channel their users are on. That's what I think it's the biggest leverage that a lot of SaaS companies could take.
I'm going to ask a follow-up question here because with product-led, you want to make the onboarding as smooth as possible. So ask as less information as possible. And then later, I guess, now it's like trying to get them back. How would you balance this, I guess?
I think that what I see is that a lot of questions that are, for example, being asked during sign-up are marketing questions. They're questions that are suitable for the business, not for the customer. So what happens is that they'll have like, okay, how did you hear from us? Those are not questions that's going to personalize the experience for the user. So I do think that you could ask questions during sign-up, but those need to be questions that help personalize the experience within the app. So, for example, what's your goal? What's your skill level? For example, if you have a high educational SaaS product, what's your skill level? How familiar are you with the domain? So in that case, you could tailor the complete experience within the app, but also you can use, for example, email to educate them on that specific element.
Yeah, really tailoring the experience for them to get them to the value they're looking for. Cool, we're going to dive into the final 2 questions, which are revenue related. What kind of advice would you give a founder who's just starting out and growing from 0 to 10K monthly recurring revenue?
Yeah, I would go for the founder-led, sales-led approach. I could say, well, you have to go product-led, but in this case, they are too early, or at least they need to learn. So, for example, your first 20 customers, get them on a call, try to answer the job to be done questions, for example. Get to know what is it that they wanted your product for. Let them describe your product in their words. That will help you on the messaging, on the positioning, and the pricing. Of course, that will be, if you really want to test that one out, you have to do other elements as well. That would be my advice.
Nice. And let's assume now we passed 10K MRR and we're growing towards 10 million ARR. What kind of advice would you give SaaS founders here?
Yeah, I think the biggest question here is always, and I see that a lot, is that, okay, what's your ICP? What is the one that are really, because most of the times they're verticals, they target multiple ICPs. So make sure that you have one ICP, focus on that one. Optimize, for example, the onboarding, and start measuring. When I talk to those SaaS companies and I ask them, okay, can you tell me what's happening within your app, within your website? Most of the time they don't know, or they say, well, we do have the data, but it's not very clear. Data. Make sure that your data is crystal clear, that you can make decisions based upon your data. That will be my answer.
Nice. It's super funny because we implemented it ourselves a bit ago as well, and it's still not 100% clear, but it's hard to do, to get the data actually right.
Yeah, I think that the companies that I help, and I say, well, you have to track data. One of the things, the technical restraints, they say, oh yeah, of course, but our platform isn't ready for that. I think, for example, if you have the chance and you're starting a new product right now, make sure that you have data implemented, the tracking right from the start. Because afterwards, it's the biggest bottleneck that I see.
If people want to get in contact with you, Roelof, how can they do so?
Yeah, the easiest way is LinkedIn. I'm very active at LinkedIn. I do have a website, SaaSmeister.nl, but it's redirecting to LinkedIn as well. That's basically my website.
Nice. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you for watching this show of the Grow Your B2B SaaS podcast. You made it till the end, so I think we can assume you like this content. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you like this content, feel free to reach out if you want to sponsor the show. If you have a specific guest in mind, if you have a specific topic you want us to cover, reach out to me on LinkedIn. More than happy to take a look at it. If you want to know more about Reditus, feel free to reach out as well. But for now, have a great day and good luck growing your B2B SaaS.